clarified butter. It looks like oil, but it's 100 times better. You can use this for popcorn. Yes, instead of using oil to pop your kernels, use this. You can use this for steaks and your pan won't turn brown. It'll keep up this golden color. Because the cool thing about clarified butter is not just normal butter. This is butter without the milk solids. That's what burns. So this goes up to a high temp. You can use it just like any other cooking oil, up to about 480 degrees, which is pretty high heat. I'm gonna turn this Kerrygold. You can't use margarine, you can't use any of that other fake stuff, just good old butter, but this is my preferred, Kerrygold. I'm gonna turn this into this. I'm gonna show you how to do it. All right, all you're gonna need is a small pan, little pot. This is a cheap one. They say to use a really heavy bottomed one, but I've done this at an Airbnb with the cheapest pans and it's totally okay. Of course, you're gonna need your butter. This is Kerrygold from Ireland. It's my preferred one, but you can use really any good old butter. You're gonna need some kind of container to put it in. As I mentioned, I've done this at an Airbnb. Use a regular old mug, but this is a French press container. It's a perfect shape because it's got the spout so I can use it to pour out. It's got the handle so I can grip it. I've already made some clarified butter here so you can see how convenient it is. Now if you really want to get technical, you do need something like this to scoop off the stuff at the top, but I've done it without it before, so let's do this. So clarified butter, super easy to do. All you're gonna do is take your butter, unwrap it, of course. You're gonna put it right into the pan or the little pot, okay? You're gonna boil this, not even, really at a simmer at the lowest heat possible. Let me show you. Bring it over here to my burner. I have a simmer function here. So you can see the full burner, the simmer burner, it's just the middle. I'm gonna turn it to the lowest setting. You can barely see it, but it's on there. I put the pot on there, and that is it. I'm just gonna let it sit there at the lowest temperature until it's melted. The trick here though is to not move it, not touch it, just let it do its thing. One of the things I like to do is say I knead it really quickly. This is a quick method, by the way. I'm gonna do this at the very back of the stovetop while I'm preparing other ingredients, or in a lot of cases for popcorn while I'm getting everything all prepped. I also do this for when I need melted butter for pancakes or waffles, and it's very convenient because other methods say you have to boil your butter, but I'm not gonna boil my butter. I'm just gonna let it melt. It's that easy. And what's gonna happen is the milk solids will go all the way to the very bottom. It makes this whole process way easier than the typical method. Now this is the quick method and you're gonna use it a few times, maybe for the next week. The professionals do it so that it can last for months. This, just like the really fast track way, just to get you clarified butter. All right, so the clarified butter is done. It's hard to actually see it, but at the very bottom is the milk solid layer. At the top is just the butter oil, I would call it, or the actual fat. So what you do is take your container, whatever you're gonna put it in, slowly, very slowly, pour it out. And what you're gonna see is, at the bottom, you can kind of see the milk solid appearing, and that's what you're trying to avoid putting into your container, okay? What I do is I just pull it back like this, and then I put in as much of the butter without the milk solid, okay? A little bit's not gonna hurt. Now the professionals don't want any of that. So typically throw away that bottom part, but what I like to do is, this is from the last batch, but I just put it into another container and then I use this butter for omelets. You can see there's a layer of milk solid. This is perfect for mixing into your omelet mixture. That's what I do. You could totally throw this out, nothing wrong with it. Now I've got clarified butter that I can use for whatever I need oil for, but I want that butter flavor. This is gonna change your whole world. Steaks, this is what I use to cook the steaks in. And even basting, I prefer clarified butter over regular butter. The other cool thing about this, I can leave it on the counter. It doesn't need to be refrigerated. It does solidify, so all you do is put it in a bowl of hot water, then it turns into this buttery oil goodness. And it'll sit there for at least a couple weeks. Now it typically doesn't even last that long because I use it so often. I'm gonna use it for maybe a fried egg later. As I mentioned, it doesn't burn. It doesn't turn brown, which is really cool. So for the popcorn, for the steaks, for anything that you normally would use oil for, use this clarified butter. It's actually way healthier for you too. And it just tastes like butter. More butter, more better. That's what I say. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I use this all the time. Now you can refer to this video. Hit that like button if you learned something new today. Start using clarified butter. Let me know in the comments area what is your favorite thing or what are you going to use clarified butter for. By the way, this is great for fish too. Enjoy.